And we are back. So, last we left off, the Fellowship has found themselves in the middle of the Rat Warren, down in the depths of Clan Fleabiter. They have managed to free many of the captives successfully, cleave their way through most of their opposition, mostly due to the fact that Seamus McCready and Nathaniel, the former member of the Bold Bastards, were operating one of the weapons, the Jeziles of the Skaven, providing overwatch and eliminating hazardous individuals that were in opposition to both Marius and Bragadine. In addition to just the standard human fare, they also managed to liberate 12 of the Bold Bastards that were taken captive at some point. Bragadine leading them as best he could. As well, Marius saw fit to release a contingent of night goblins that were being kept in a pen down here. In their gratitude, they imbibed fungal brew and began spinning and causing mayhem down here in the Warren as well, which might have aided the party in less opposition as they were moving forward. Speaking of less opposition, there was only a mere, I believe it was 80 Skaven slaves, as well as a small contingent of rattling guns that opened up on Marius Bragadine and his men as they were making their way to one of the special cages that the Gobos pointed out to Marius in their gratitude. All of Bragadine's men, all 12 of them, were mowed down by the rattling guns. Seamus did, however, destroy 2 of them. One of them collapsing the building around itself and burying Marius Wolf in it, who was sneaking up on the rest of the teams, taking an alternate route. The third, however, was moments from opening up on Mr. Bonneau, only to have the Horned One not smile in his favor as the gun jammed and then exploded, dealing death to the final weapon team. However, in this moment, Seamus felt a twinge in his back as a blade slipped between the ribs and into his vital organs, and a throwing star sprout from Nathaniel's throat, toppling him over the edge of the tunnel and onto the scaffolding below. And that is where we're going to pick up with Seamus McCready. Seamus, you are going to take 14 wounds.
Oh,
This bypasses armor, so you can use your toughness bonus. And I need you to make an endurance check.
Endurance is a 27 out of 67.
Okay, Seamus, you feel a pulse as this hot blade slides into you, and then it's pulled back, and nothing happens immediately, but you do feel like there is a burning sensation where the blade left your body. You do not have any corruption from this, but judging from the heat and as you spin around to face your attacker, you see you see 2 Skaven in black-clad, kind of wrapped silk about their body, very tightly bound. They each have what looks like fighting claws on their hands, and that's actually what slipped into your back. And then they also have, it looks like one of them still has a star clutched in its tail that it has not yet thrown. Judging from that, you would see that that must have been the star that entered Mr. Nathaniel's throat. The weapons themselves have a green sheen about them, denoting them as definitely warpstone. And judging from the drops of fluid that are precipitating the surface, you would probably assume that they are more than likely poisoned as well. As the two Skaven assassins are squared up with Seamus McCready, we're still in combat initiative order. So it's not your turn yet, Seamus, but that is what happens. That brings us to, at the top of the round, Mr. Bragadine Bonneau.
All right, so I believe I am no longer under the gun.
It just exploded, and there's nothing before you. You kind of look up, and it's eerily quiet for a moment, though your ears are probably ringing and deafened from all of the explosions and gunfire. But as you glance about, you see a very sheepish Marius Wolf kind of peeking out as just things have been detonating around his person. So you see Marius kind of up near where the explosion happened, but he seems to be unharmed.
I am going to head towards him.
Okay. As you head towards him, you do hear the cawing and the chatter of more ratmen, as there appears to be unlimited numbers of these creatures down here. You do also hear the wails and cries of the goblin fanatics that are still doing their work all about you.
Actually, how close is that big tent?
The big tent?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's too far. A couple, maybe a few hundred feet to the tent.
Okay.
The problem is it doesn't look like there's a direct route straight to the tent. You're going to have to take several zigzagging streets to get to it.
All right. How close is Marius then? Can I
Marius, I will allow you to easily get up to him and say that you guys are together before you make any decisions.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
So you make it up to Marius.
Oh, Marius. Oh, so good to see you. Did you... Oh, my... Oh, by the gods, I've never seen such carnage.
Feel free to speak, Marius. We're in loose combat right now.
Okay. Well, then Marius will be like, I know, Brandon. We still must push forward. Hurry.
I am with you. And I will basically form up on his flank, backing him up.
All right. And where are you going to head towards? Are you moving straight towards the tent, or are you going to move towards the special cells that were pointed out towards you?
Special cells first, probably.
Okay. All right. And there are still Skaven grouping up behind you.
Okay.
Most of the slaves are dead, but the few of the packmasters are still around, and it looks like more clan rats, as the kind of the rats with the kind of disgusting looking leather armor are beginning to gather and form up, and the whole warren is in chaos currently. There's so much happening at once. There's lots of creatures loose that you can hear. Most of them you haven't seen, but you've heard. And you begin making your way towards the special cells, which will bring us to Seamus McCready. It is your official turn, Seamus, as you are squared up with two assassins. These rats looks like they're ready to slice your throat and silence your gun forever.
Can I do my fast shots with my Deadeye? Or not my Deadeye, my dual wield?
Sure. Yeah, I'll allow it.
All right.
You want to draw both your pistols?
Yeah, I'll drop both the pistols. And I guess
Now,
shoot.
You're in melee with one, and then the other one isn't in melee, But if you use the pistols towards the one you're in melee with, it will get an opportunity to dodge them since you are point blank. But you will get the point blank benefit as well, so it's up to you.
Yeah, essentially I just want to shoot like one at each, and then, yeah.
Okay, all right, go ahead and give me a shot. Well, 2 shots.
Hopefully it kills him. So the first shot, at the one closest to me, is a 26 out of 71.
Okay, that one. How much damage is that? And is this with your pistol or is this with Catch's pistol?
Just my pistol that I picked up in that room.
Okay, all right. So how much damage is that?
That is going to be 13.
Okay, I will give you the opportunity before you shoot the second one. This is the one in melee with you. You quickly, as the blade pulls free and you size up your opposition, you draw both your pistols. The first round, you put it through the Skaven closest to you, the one that stabbed you, straight through the chest, and it stumbles backwards. It's still standing. It looks severely hurt.
Yeah, I want to try and end his life.
Okay, so the second shot.
Which for the dual wield is a minus 20.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be 61. And that one's a 32.
Okay. Easily this time. You put it, let me make sure. Yeah. So you kind of take him in kind of the right shoulder area. And as it passes through, you see the red glint in his eye snuff out as he falls backwards very silently. It doesn't speak this whole time. His blood smatters across his companion, and he falls back dead. His weapons go limp.
And I am now weaponless, so I'm going to get on this ledge and try to escape.
You take a few steps back to the ledge. And the Skaven, the remaining assassin, let me see what happens here. He, in his kind of surprise at how quickly you recovered after the explosions from the pistols, he goes to throw the throwing star at you, and it easily passes overhead, misses completely. Then he's going to lunge towards you, Seamus. However, Seamus, you see something run past you for a moment as Nathaniel, with just a little bit of health left, pulls himself up and grabs a hold of his halberd and places it. And skewers this assassin on the end of it. Is it? And he holds it there. He's not strong enough to keep it held. It looks hurt very badly as it pulls itself back, and it is extremely wounded. I'm going to go ahead and give you your turn now, Seamus, if you would like to try to kill it.
Yes. If you'd allow, just like beat it to death with the butt of a pistol.
Okay, go ahead. That would be just a melee, essentially a brawl. Do you have any fist fighting stuff?
No, Maris didn't want to teach it to me.
Okay, well, it's just a straight up weapon skill attack.
Just weapon skill. Well, it's a 36 out of 55.
All right. You go to swing towards it, Seamus, and it easily ducks underneath the blow.
Damn it.
All right, and now it's its turn, Seamus. I need you to defend yourself, Seamus, in some way. Either, you don't really have anything to block. Don't you have a sword on you? You have your sword on
you. Did you give me my sword?
Yes, you got your sword.
You gave me my sword. Okay, I had the sword. Okay.
That's what I was wondering. I
forgot I had the sword.
You know what? Then we can scale this back. Would that have hit with your sword previously?
It would have been a 36 out of 75.
Okay, in that case, You run forward and you slash through the assassin's throat as it is impaled on the halberd. As it and as quietly as it came, the light dies out in its eyes, and your assailants are no more. Nathaniel's strength gives out, and the creature slumps to the floor, and he claws at the star in his throat, pulls it free, and you see black lines that have come from the wound and are very quickly creeping throughout the rest of his body as he is poisoned.
If I can now, I'm gonna do a heal check and like use the healing paste on him, or I'll wait till.
Okay, no, I'll go ahead and let you do it now. Go ahead and give me a heal check.
I'm gonna re-roll that. It's rough. It's a 41 out of 51.
Okay, that's still a success, though. You do manage to staunch the poison, but he does not look good for now. So we'll leave it at that, as he's kind of he's on death's door, essentially. As he's and he's clutching at his throat. But that is that. So that brings us back to Bragadine and Marius. So,
All right.
the two of you, as you're ducking through the carnage that is the Underwarren currently, you come through several sharp turns, and then you can see one of the cages up ahead. It's smaller, much smaller than the ones you've seen thus far. And as you approach, Marius, I'm assuming you're up front.
Yeah, I'm assuming.
You make a turn, and you see that there is a Skaven with its back up against the cage, and there is an arm wrapped around its throat, and it is being strangled to death currently. Another hand reaches down and grabs the sword from its grasp and starts impaling the Skaven with it back and forth as he's making a pincushion out of his captor. And you can see that it is a man. It is definitely a human man, and this looks like a single cell by itself.
Okay. Yeah. I'm moving closer.
Okay, keep moving closer, and as his grisly business is ended, the sword is pulled inside, and the other hand begins rifling through the creature's what passes for pockets until he produces it looks like a flat stone. And though not as aesthetically pleasing as the one you've seen before, you recognize it as something similar to what you saw in Carrick Zorn, some kind of glyph on a stone.
Okay.
He passes it over the locking mechanism, and the door opens on his cell. He stands. He's tall. 6'1", 6'2", about same Seamus's height. Looks like if he was in better shape, he would be a very robust-looking man, very hardy. The most odd thing, Marius, is that he looks familiar, strangely, but at the same time he doesn't. It might be the nose, it might be the eyes, you're not exactly sure. It's very odd, to say the least. However, what does look what you definitely can put your hands on, what is extremely familiar, is the fact that he is wearing a very tattered and used raiment. It looks like he's been down here for a little while, at least. And you recognize from the colors and the way the armor sets about his person that this is a witch hunter.
Oh, shit.
And he does have blue eyes and blonde hair.
Okay. Marius will, kind of run up and Hey, old friend, do you know how to get out of here?
Friend or foe, as he wields the sword in front of his person as the two of you approach.
Marius will be like, I don't have time to play with you. I've got these rats to kill.
Friend it is.
You're an enemy of the Skaven. You must be a friend of ours.
Well, I can't leave without this. And he looks over, and there's like a nasty-looking sack. He reaches his hand in and pulls out a very disheveled, but still prominent hat. As he places his hat onto his head, very much looks the striking witch hunter. He looks over at the two of you. Are you looking for someone in particular? I don't suppose you just stumbled across this warren by accident.
We're looking for a little boy and a woman.
They keep the kids over there. And he points over to another set of cells, and there is a larger cell, and there are children inside of it.
Oh, God.
Well, Marius will run over as quickly as he can to try to...
Yeah. You both of you run over towards it, and it's got a simple lock on it. Most of these kids are they look. Here's the odd thing: as you approach, they all appear to be around the age of 10, somewhere in that area, between the ages of like 8 and like 12. They're kind of all around or somewhere around that age.
Okay.
Girls and boys, all children from Seelberg that you can tell. And he, as he glances towards you, he goes, "But that's not the best of it. If you come for somebody else, they're probably in that there tent. Saw him drag a woman in there a moment ago."
Do I see Theodore in there?
I got two things at once. Sorry.
Do I see Theodore in there?
You do see
Amongst the
Theodore in
kids.
there. And he as he sees you, Master Wolf. And then he sees Bragadine. "Oh, Master Bragadine, you've come for me."
Yes, Theodore, the house was a disaster.
I'm sorry, my lord. I'm sorry. Please, not the cane.
Mr. Shh, Theodore. Wait. Did we get the witch hunter's name?
You did not.
Great sir. I am Bragadine Bono, and I give him kind of a little bow,
Yes.
bow of my head. May I get your name, warrior?
He nods his head, and then he looks over at Marius. "And you?"
Marius Wolf.
His eyes light up as he hears your name, Marius. "Oh, I've been wanting to talk to you."
You with Air Cole.
That zealous bastard, no. Erwin Jaeger. You may have known my brother.
Oh no!
Captain Jaeger?
Captain Jaeger's brother!
Yeah.
Oh, rest in peace, you know. You said Erwin Jaeger?
Erwin, yes.
Lord,
He disappeared
Lord,
a while
perhaps
back. I was told you were the last to see him alive.
We can.
I was there in his last moments. He died valiantly.
We'll talk about this some more, don't you worry. I'll get the truth out of you. As he begins looking around, well, I think it's about
Lord
time we
Jaeger.
left.
This woman. Did you happen to see? I will be blunt. Did you happen to see if she had 2 eyes or an injury on her face?
I didn't see her that well. I mean, she was small. They were dragging her in. The horned one. He's the one who specifically got her out of the cage. That doesn't happen often.
With the very big look of concern, thinking that this could be Priscilla. So
Priscilla?
Well, are we?
My daughter?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Sorry.
No.
Thought maybe family had been abducted. I apologize.
Well, Marius has no reason to believe that. But
No.
Okay, never
I mean,
mind.
it could be the case. I don't know.
All right.
But yeah.
Well, when he said it was small, but I think it's probably 3 fingers. All right. Theodore, let us get you all out of that cage.
Yes, my lord. And Marius, you can easily break the lock and
I'll crack it
set
open,
them
yeah.
free. You have a collection of small children with you now.
How many?
You're looking at 10 children.
All right.
Bragging's gonna sacrifice them.
Braggadine actually gets down on one knee and grabs Theodore, and he looks very closely to him. He's like, Theodore, now's the time for you to stop being just an apprentice and start to be a man. I need you. No, you have served me quite well, but I need you to go beyond anything you ever thought you could do. I need you to safely lead these children. Along the side, in the shadows, either hide until we are finished, or,
Yes, of course, my lord.
or up there.
I will do whatever you ask. And Jaeger looks over. Huh. Well, he's got balls on him at least. Doubt his chances.
Hey, Jaeger,
Don't
would you
listen to the man.
would
He
you
is
be so
he's
kind
very
as to,
frustrated.
could you take these children out of here, Jaeger?
I could, but I got a bone to pick with that horned one in there.
Trust me. I'll take care of him for you.
I don't know if I trust you, wolf.
Lord Jaeger,
Are we
you must
going
trust
up against each other, you know?
He's squaring up against you.
all right, little
I'll be squaring up.
stepping between them two, looking up. So this guy's like a head taller, at least like a head and a half taller.
He's extremely taller, much taller than you, Braggadine.
All right, I'm just gonna get in between them and do my noblest, not talking to a peasant, but a noblest voice ever. Lord Jaeger, Lord Marius and I have business in that tent. We will attend to this matter. If you are a keeper of the peace and a protector of the realm, as you say, there are 10 children of the Empire here that need your assistance to get them to safety.
And
Surely you are
normally,
not going-
Braggadine, you know, a normal person would be affected by this. But as the witch hunter
we'll try
glances
that.
down at you, Braggadine, first off, I need you to make a cool check.
Okay. Cool check.
Yes.
It's like Bizarro Seamus.
Oh, I got a 5. Braggading brave. Braggading
Out
brave.
of?
What's 70.
Okay.
So
All right.
6 levels of success.
With 6 levels of success, you do manage to kind of grit your teeth and kind of steel yourself from his very piercing gaze as he's apparently gazing into your soul. And
My
he
dad's a
looks down
vampire,
at
dude.
you.
He ain't gonna phase me.
He looks down at you, Braggadine,
Also true.
and he sees the children behind you. Well, you seem to think that these kids are worth more than the entire empire. I'd burn them all for a chance to get rid of that thing in there. How about you look after him? And he pushes past you, and he's moving towards the tent himself.
Oh.
I step right back in front of him again, and I stand my ground.
Okay. You're going to stand in front of him.
Marius, maybe you should put your hand. Metagaming, maybe Marius should put his hand on my shoulder.
Okay, Marius will put his hand on your shoulder. Metagaming. Sorry, fans. And Braggadine, maybe you should guide the children out. reconnect with Seamus. I'll join you as soon as I can.
But you need me, Marius.
Yes.
Marius.
I do need you. I do need you, Braggadine.
Braggadine puts his hand on it.
I need you to take care of these children.
Marius, I need to prove to you.
This will prove it to me. Now go.
Of course, my friend. Of course, my brother.
The
lady blesses you.
Three-way split, boys. I finally did it.
Whatever.
Three-way split the party. This is great.
You did it. Yeah.
All right.
Did it. Fucking did it.
All right. I go over to the children real quick. I go to the children. I kind of sort them out. No.
5 in a line, 5 deep. Cover me.
Cover me.
The weakest and most pitiful ones. I say, get in the middle. The tallest, strongest girl or boy, doesn't matter to me. Pick up that if there's any clubs, sticks, rocks.
I'm sure there's sticks. There's definitely at this point, if you're beginning to move away, you can definitely find like Skaven weapons everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're not very. They're really gross looking, but some of the kids will pick them up as you're moving.
Also, what are the children wearing? Are they like?
They're wearing like rags and tattered clothing.
Are they colorful, or are they all dirty and dingy?
They're all very extremely dirty and dingy, including Theodore.
Perfect. All right, cool. Because we don't have to loot Skaven cloaks to try and hide. All right.
No. Oh no.
Let's. Where is the? I guess we'll look for the shadows or an edge, something where I can keep. I don't want to be out in the open. I want like a wall, the children, and then me.
Okay. So you begin. Are you going to move back towards the hole that you guys all said was your rendezvous point?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're beginning to move back in that direction, you can easily pass through a series of kind of side buildings, kind of what Marius was doing to get up against the rattling guns, and which will take you in a similar path that you know is the right direction.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me an intuition test to see how successful all of this is.
All right, let me see here. I passed, but I want to pass it better. I'm going to use my last fortune point to make this better roll.
Okay.
I rolled a fucking 2. Why can't I get a crit? But I rolled a 2. 7 levels success, man.
Okay. All right.
Or 66. 6 levels of success.
6 levels. Okay. With 6 levels, you easily can scout a path ahead. As you are moving, you feel pretty safe that most of the fighting is being done elsewhere. As you're moving forward, there is the odd Skaven now and then that kind of peek out that might be running from another fight just to see you, and then you quickly cut them down before they can do any damage. All the while leading this band of children very nobly back to safety. We're going to cut away from you for a moment.
Cool.
As we cut back to Seamus McCready. Seamus, all of this happened pretty quickly, but in the time being, you're able to stabilize Nathaniel. And he manages to get himself up enough, and we must aid them. And he picks up the end of the Jezile and resumes his position.
At the end of the barrel?
At the end of the barrel, yes.
All right. I'll give him a nod. And when he gets under the barrel, get back in the scope.
Okay, you get back in the scope, Seamus. And as you do, you glance over and you can see that for a moment, you see Marius and you see Braggadine talking to a man that can only be a witch hunter by his tall, wide-brimmed hat. He looks dirty and disheveled, but it's definitely a witch hunter. There's also a collection of children around them, and Bragadine begins leading them away as the witch hunter and Marius enter the tent.
All right. As soon as they enter the tent, then I would probably try to scan where I think Bragadine is going, or at least just keep the scope on him.
I'm glad that you decided to do that, because there's currently what looks like a Skaven assassin prowling the rooftops, following Bragadine.
Well, I'd like to kill that Skaven assassin.
Okay, go ahead and give me a shot then.
That's a 10.
Okay, easily. At this point, the damage is so excessive as you boom! The thing explodes off of one of the nearby building rooftops. Bragadine, you just hear a thud noise. There's so much carnage going on, you don't even register what's happening. But perhaps there's a little blush in your cheeks. Maybe you feel a little tickle in your butthole as Seamus McCready has saved your life. As you continue moving forward into safety. Seamus, as you begin scanning once again, you look back by the tents and you see that the Molder Masters are releasing all of the rat ogres.
Oh boy.
As they are coming out one after the other. And then it looks like they're moving to a cage that's built into the cavern wall, and there's something, it's much larger cage. And you can't see what's inside of it. But they're moving towards it slowly but surely, and they look very anxious as they are getting closer.
I know what it is.
And that will be what you've got, Master Seamus. Marius and the witch hunter, the Jaeger witch hunter. It
feels like old times.
It feels like old times, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Erwin's ahead of you as he boldly struts ahead. He stops for a moment before you're about to pass into the tent. Now, Wolf, I don't know if I trust you, but at least I could do with a distraction. He reaches down, and near the entrance to the tent, there's actually the equivalent of like a what would you call this? Almost like a metal box of a kind. You're not sure of the make, but he reaches down and he presses a few of the Skaven symbols on it, and it opens up. And when it does, he reaches in and he withdraws a long silvered rapier, silvered at the tip. Oh. And he reaches in again and withdraws a pistol and a sack of ammunition, ties it to his waist. Now, how about the distraction, Wolf? You go in first.
Smarter than your brother. I walk in. Yeah.
You pass through the tent, and the flap, as you touch it, it feels disgusting and wet, almost as if it's actively sweating. You probably don't want to guess what it's made out of, but as you peel it back, you do see the distinct features of a human face, as this tent flap is definitely made of human skin. As you pass through, the entire room is lit up with this bright green glow. It is permeating everything in the tent. Before you, you see a large stone, or at least part of a large stone. It also looks eerily similar. It's a hunk of glowing green warpstone with strange runes written across it. Looks a lot like the stone that you saw in the Beastman camp, or at least a piece of it. On the floor of this tent, which, I mean, this is a large structure, there appears to be intricate lines drawn from the stone out to certain spots. There's some kind of arcane diagram that's been chiseled into the actual rock that is the bottom of this layer here. The patterns are strange and glowing, but at each point there are 13 points around this structure. There is an item. There is something sitting at one of these points. You see, in particular, you see a green skull with a single horn on its head at one.
Son of a bitch.
You see a red skull that reminds you of hate sitting at another. You see a blue skull with a long beak where it looks like a mouth or a nose should have been. You see several other things. You also see a skull it looks like a humanoid, except for it has elongated fangs. It has been bleached white, but you could probably guess whose that might be. You also see several other skulls that you don't recognize. They're from adventures that maybe just never happened. But you also see something that catches your eye as there's an empty spot where something should be placed and is not there yet. However, in that same spot, the two albino storm vermin are holding down Three Fingers. She's thrashing as best she can as the horned rat has a dagger above her chest, which her armor has been stripped off. And there is a slit in her undershirt where the bare flesh has been exposed.
Can I throw my pick at him?
You're immediately just going to throw your pick?
I mean, if I see that she's in a compromised position and he's got like
I will say
towards me,
before you do that.
Okay.
To your left and right, you see 4 more albino storm vermin. 2 to your left and 2 to your right. On the outside of this tent looking in, but as you open the flap, they do see you. The Seer and his 2 attendants don't see you, but these other 4 do.
Okay.
How would you like to proceed?
I guess quick question.
Yes.
Do I still have my momentum from before? Or is that gone? Is this fresh?
The momentum's gone at this point.
Okay. Do I have room enough to run up and hit him in particular? Like fast enough to
yeah, so the dimensions of this room, it's almost like how big would I describe this? Think of a 100-foot circle.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's big, really big. A lot of space to cover. The Gray Seer and his attendants and Three Fingers are about 50 feet to your right, at the edge of one of these points, and these points go almost to the edge of the tent. The storm vermin are 20 feet to your left and then 20 feet to your right. And then the stone is in the center, so it's like 50 feet and right in front of you. You hit the stone.
Yeah, I think I'm going to risk it. I'm going to take my movement that I can and move as close as I can towards, run as fast as I can, and then just like a running hurl, throw my pick.
Okay. As you move, you begin charging towards what is happening over there. You're throwing it towards the Seer?
Yeah.
Okay. The storm vermin, the albino guards, are caught off guard, and they don't get an opportunity to attack you. You move so suddenly. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
That's a 12 out of 33.
Okay.
Ballistic skill.
All right. How much damage is that?
I don't know because I'm throwing.
It would be an improvised weapon, so it's a +3.
+3. So that would be plus my strength score.
Yeah, plus your strength and then your successes.
So that would be 12 damage.
Okay, 12
Plus
damage.
piercing.
Yeah. What did you use? What did you roll? Excuse me. What was the dice number?
12.
12. Okay. All right. He has the dagger in his right hand, his right paw, I should say. You throw the pick end over end, and it slices through his left shoulder as he crunches away, and it skids and nicks off of his horn as he turns around, and his eyes that are normally red begin glowing green and begin to sparkle. There is a almost electric energy pulsing off of them. You die! And at this moment, Jaeger pushes in from behind you. No, you die, you son of a bitch. And let's see here. He puts a hole through the Ratman's chest and it falls backwards. It stumbles away onto the ground, not moving. The other 6 Skaven in this tent quickly turn on the two of you. And this is going to become a very heated battle very quickly. However, we're going to skip away from you for a moment, Marius, leaving you in dire straits, as we head back to one Bragadine Bonneau.
Hurry, children, hurry!
Bragadine, you're beginning to usher them past, and then Bragadine, you start hearing or feeling something more like. You feel a rumbling. Then you hear, and a massive paw destroys the nearby wall by you as this gargantuan arm puts itself down before you, and one of the very large 12-foot tall rat ogres is standing there, just breaking shit. And then it sees you, Bragadine, and the children, and begins to rear up and pound its chest. And challenge. Bragadine, what would you like to do?
Theodore, continue. Get the children to safety. And, charge.
Go ahead and give me an attack roll, Bragadine.
What am I going to do? I mean, I got to save the kids, man.
You do. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Yes. She rolled a 7. Oh, man. Fuck the lady. 7 out of 57. 5 levels of success.
Okay, how much damage is that, Bragadine?
That's 5, 10, 14.
14 wounds. Okay, all right. That's good. As Theodore begins to usher the children away, not exactly sure where he's going, but he begins to just get them away from this danger. The rat ogre, slams its fist on the ground, and as it does, it brings its head down, and you lash it across the face, right across the snout, drawing blood as it recoils from you. Would you like to do anything else?
So I'm in melee.
Yes.
Don't want to.
Yes, you are.
Okay. My free action. I feel like this would be an action, but I would try and grab some dirt and just throw it up in its face. I want to keep its attention on me.
Okay.
Or if I can't do that, I'll spit in its eye and say, "Come on, vermin. Time to put you to death."
And it is very meager, just like you just said it, as this gargantuan creature is towering above you as you ready your shield to prepare for the worst.
I'm hoping my bravery will inspire the children to run.
Hopefully it does, indeed. And Seamus, as you are scanning the rest of the encampment, you see a bunch of the children that were with Bragadine come out of a nearby building, and they're going in the direction of the makeshift safe zone that the former Seelberg miners have kind of set up as they're ushering people up to the tunnel nearby. And as they are moving, you see several of these large rat ogres are trampling around the camp, and two of them peel off and start heading towards the kids. One of them is fighting something inside a building. It's time to make a choice, Seamus. What are you going to do?
So Bragadine is essentially fighting like an abomination.
He's fighting it's just a rat ogre.
Okay.
But there are two additional rat ogres that are pursuing the children.
Let's see. Well, try to redeem ourselves a little bit here, and we'll try to save these kids.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a shot at the nearest rat ogre.
Good guy Seamus,
Good guy Seamus, of course. He was very begrudging when he said it.
I mean, I knew the choice was coming. You bastard. It's a 48 out of a 91.
Okay, so that's... What's the damage on that?
Oh.
It's +8. Dear God, it's so much.
I know.
5, 30. This is important, though, because this creature might survive this. That's why I'm asking. Hold on. 20, 25.
There's 4 success levels.
Yeah, 33. 30. Okay. You take aim, Seamus, as you see the two of them loping towards the children, and you boom! And you actually take the one that's closest as it's lunging. You hear one of the kids scream, and you take it square in the chest as it falls backwards and just is not moving as a massive hole opens up. You must have hit it in the heart, luckily, as it is dead.
Damn.
Go ahead and attempt to reload.
And I'll say it's Nathaniel. It's a 54 on the reload.
Okay, good. You reloaded then. Reloaded it.
Nathaniel, you saved my life, and I'm going to try to save yours. When I say, climb down and get to that exit, don't worry about me.
Are you sure, Seamus? Can you do this alone?
Just do as I say, Nathaniel.
Yes, sir. And he begins to start moving down. He begins to try to attempt climbing down. He's very shaky, but yes. All right, that brings us back to Bragadine. The rat ogre is going to try to squish you now.
All right.
So if you try to block this, you're at a -20 to your block.
Okay.
If you dodge, it's just a straight dodge. So that's up to you, how you want to do this.
All right. Still have better odds if I try to block it than if I try to dodge it.
Okay, give me a block then.
All right. Let's see. 37, 57. I'm going to tell. 37 out of 67. 3 levels of success.
Bragadine, you hold your shield up
Oh, man.
as the creature rears back. And the fist hooks towards you, and you hold your shield up, and it hits the shield. But the meaty fist just keeps going as you... and you're launched into the nearby wall.
Jeez.
For 16 points of damage to the chest.
All right. Armor?
Yes, you can use your armor. Is Bragadine still standing?
Yes.
Okay. Seeing you still standing, it is going to charge forward and attempt to squish you with its other hand now. So I need you to protect yourself one more time, Bragadine.
I roll 11.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
72.
72. Okay. And roll me one more.
94.
94?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I needed that on this roll, not on the defense roll.
Holy shit. Bragadine, as the creature comes lunging towards you.
Stab him in the eye.
No, not quite. Close, but not quite. It's lunging towards you, and as it is, you just very desperately lash out with your sword. And as you do, it connects with the collarbone. And something about its weight drives it forward as you shear through the bone itself, cutting deep into the tendons and tissue. The creature cries out, "Ah!" And then it just falls over, unconscious, next to you. It's still technically alive, but it's unconscious and bleeding.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
And you're just sitting there, breathing heavily after almost being squished.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us to your turn, Bragadine.
All right. This isn't like D&D where it's unconscious and I can do like a death blow on it.
No, it's not. But it is unconscious and severely wounded.
All right.
You could probably finish it off if you just want to. If you want to finish it off, you could.
We are gonna kill this.
Okay. So you judge kind of where the jugular is real quick and just kind of slide it in there. And it's almost like cutting like a rope. It's so thick. You're just like sawing it for a second. And then you feel it burst free. And the creature goes limp, finally. There's blood all over you, caked everywhere. And it's also this very scaven black kind of fluid.
It's gross,
it smells
sticky oil
horrible.
almost.
And you're like covered in it at this point as you cut it free. And that will be your turn, which brings us to Seamus McCready. Mm-hmm. There's one last rat ogre charging after the children.
Yeah. I was going to send Nathan down on that last turn. So
okay. He's beginning to move down. But there's still one more ogre
for this last shot.
Oh, okay, for this last one. Okay,
yeah.
I got it. All right, go ahead and make your final shot then.
Wait. Where's my dice? Last shot is a 31.
31
out of like 100, I think.
Yep. Okay. How do you kill the last rat ogre, Seamus?
Just a nice, clean headshot. Just
okay.
No fuss.
Yep. This one begins loping. It's stupid too. It doesn't even realize its companion's been killed as it begins just loping towards an easy snack. As it reaches out, its big meaty paw about to just completely engulf one of these small children. The shot rings out, and the top of its head just disintegrates. There's only a lower jaw and like a tongue lolling as it falls forward in the dirt, sliding to a halt. And all the men nearby look like they're in shock, like they were going to have to run forward and try to fight this thing. But they quickly regain their composure. And somehow, some way, there must be a harp playing in heaven somewhere. Seamus has saved a bunch of small children.
And then I'll give Nathaniel the command to climb down.
Yeah, and at this point, he begins to climb down.
I'll look over, see Bragadine. He looks okay, just killed a rat ogre.
At this point, yeah, I'm assuming Bragadine's probably stumbling out of the wrecked building that he's in, and he could see that there's two more dead ogres, and safety is nearby.
So I will shift attention to the tent.
Okay. As you shift attention to the tent, we shift our attention over to Marius Wolf. Marius, you're in a lot of trouble. However, Jaeger isn't done yet, as he puts a hole through the Grey Seer, who still gets back up. He begins to rise again. Kill slay, do must. And he begins to try to drag himself away. However, oh, not so fast, you ugly bastard. And he draws what looks like a makeshift shiv he has in his coat, and he throws it. Ooh, however, one of the guards jumps in the way and takes it in the throat. And then falls back with a. I mean, it did a lot of damage actually. He actually killed it. He actually killed one of these guards with this single throw, as one of these storm vermin collapses near Three Fingers, who's still struggling at this point with the guard free. Let's see here. Oh yes, she does manage to reach out and wrestle her way free of her captor. She doesn't have any weapons, but she's currently free. And it is now their turn, Marius.
Right.
Two of them are going to charge Jaeger, and two of them are going to charge you. And the last one is going to try to cut down Three Fingers, and she escaped.
No.
So, Marius, go ahead and try to protect yourself with no pick. So you're making dodge rolls.
Dodge.
Yeah.
I've got infighting, if that matters.
It does. It will. It will soon.
Oh shit! I got a 22 out of.
Oh my God! God
Nice.
damn it!
Nice.
Too bad it's a dodge.
That's true.
I'll give you
Hey,
this though.
you know, I don't get hit. I don't get hit.
I'll probably give him a fumble though. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give him a fumble on it on his hit though. So that is okay. As the first one charges through, you kind of shift your weight, and as you do, you kick up some dirt nearby right in his face. As he and he's dirty fighting. He's going to be missing his action next turn as he's trying to scrape the dust out of his white fur. You need to defend yourself one more time as another one comes charging in.
Okay. I forgot to add my bonus that time, but and this one is going to be a 3 out of to those
Easily,
75.
yeah, you easily duck underneath the second charge from this halberd as it streaks by overhead. The armor is in a little bit better condition than the ones you fought before, and of course they have white fur. You don't know what that means. The Grey Seer also has somewhat white, kind of older looking pelt, but there might be something to that, Marius. Let's see. Oh shit. Jaeger, however, you look over towards him. One charges him from behind, and he does, however, see it coming. And with that rapier that he has in his possession, he lashes out and knocks it aside. Another comes towards him, and as he does, he brings the point of the blade up and impales it underneath its chin straight up. And he does it with such force that the rapier, you can hear the edge of the blades digging against the underside of the creature's helmet that it's wearing. And it is definitely dead as he quickly pulls the blade out, and he has killed one in defense, Marius Wolf style.
Sure.
Oh my God, you got to be kidding me! God damn it! You've got to be. Oh, this is bullshit. The last albino guard lashes out towards Three Fingers, and she doesn't have anything on her person. You can see the socket where her eye once was. It's empty, and she looks worried as she ducks underneath, and as she does, the halberd swings in a vicious arc, thinking he was going to hit something, and as it comes down low, he actually chops off the end of his own tail, dealing damage to himself on a critical fumble. As he and then it is the Grey Seer's turn. His eyes glint with green electricity as he... No, it can't end. Not like this. And he reaches his hands out, Marius, and a green beam of black and smoldering energy lances out towards you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of The Rise of the Forsaken. With Marius about to be disintegrated. It's going to be great. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Don't disintegrate me, bro.
Just... You get Thanos, bro. Get Thanos. But yes. Hope everyone enjoyed the festivities thus far. This has been it was a crazy episode, and there's still a lot more to come. So I am definitely looking forward to this. Man, awesome episode, guys.
Action packed.
It was action packed indeed. Some would say from beginning to end. But yes, we usually do favorite moments from the cast and crew, if you can pick just one. Let's start with old Marius Wolf.
Gosh. It's either going to be... it's going to be Seamus's Jezile sniping.
It's impressive, I'm not going to lie.
I enjoyed that. Or it's going to be the Goblin Fanatics being let loose and causing a mess. I really enjoyed the visual of them, just little guys just running around, just doing what they do,
Doing what they do. Big old flails. It's great.
Hitting those scaling, it just brought me joy,
Of course it did. How about old Seamus McCready? An old doobie. Favorite moments?
I got to fire at Jezile the entire time, which that's pretty cool. But I also enjoyed a named NPC, not under the control of Bragadine, that has survived.
It's true.
It's saving my life at the moment, so
we did.
That's pretty cool.
You laid it down.
I'm a little nervous though, because I know my boy Marius doesn't have any fate points, and he's in that tent.
He doesn't.
I can't see him. Can't back him up.
Nope.
Stressful time.
Press for time. We'll see how it goes.
It's true.
How about old Pierce Galactic? Favorite moments?
Oh, that was the Rattling teams. Like just the way you described it, I just had man. There's just so many movies that I could just imagine, just where like the troops are running across the field and just mowed down. I could just picture it. That was awesome.
Yes,
even
indeed.
getting shot and losing all the last of my Bretonnian companions.
Yes.
Which is terrible, but still, that was fucking awesome. So, yes, props.
Well, it did. It could have gone better, but it also could have gone a lot worse. So I feel like you guys did pretty good. I did, and I finally got to reveal my rival witch hunter, Mr. Jaeger. That was also part of the viewer decision, was to bring in my witch hunter. So he was actually the one that everyone voted on last week. So that was a big reveal. I've been waiting in the wings with that one for a long time. So that's a plus. But viewer decision for this week coming up. I need to know, guys. I need to know. This is actually kind of a messed up one. I don't.
I mean, most of them usually are, bro. I mean, let's be honest.
Most of them usually are. I'm not gonna lie. Most of them are pretty bad, but I feel like this one might take the cake. So I need to know Crete or Tactrich. Need a vote down below for Crete, the Skaven assassin, or Tactrich, the Skaven warlord of Clan Fleabiter. I need to know. I just need a vote, one or the other.
Oh no.
That's all you're getting from it. I just need to know one or the other what's going on. So we'll see. It's gonna be great.
Why can't it be?
It's gonna be great.
Why can't it be like
It's not. It's not what you want it to be.
It's
like
not.
Dwarven Slayer? You
No,
know, or,
it's not what you want it to be. It's that. That's the vote. The vote is either Tactrits or Creek. That's it. That's all you get.
What about Techless? You know, the
Techless
fans
is
want
not there.
Techless.
Techless is
fans
not
need
there.
to-
Techless is in Ulthuan.
You don't know that, bro. You know?
He's in there right now. Damn it. I'm not even sure if I think he's been born at this point. I don't remember. I'd have to look at the timeline. It doesn't matter.
He's been born. You know, wish wash.
He's there.
Yeah,
bro.
he's probably
there.
there.
Tyrion's there. You know, he's
Tyrion,
gonna
yeah.
come
Hell yeah,
in,
bro! Double
Oh,
trouble.
God. No. Regardless, though, hope everybody enjoyed the session and the campaign thus far. Thank you very much for sticking around if you have made it this far. And man, we are definitely looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Do make sure to vote in the viewer decision. Leave your comments down below. I read them. I know the rest of the crew reads them as well. We do enjoy anything, even if you don't vote. Just go ahead and leave us a comment, letting us know what you think of the campaign, and maybe some pointers for the guys, because I think they're going to need them. As usual, I have been Jumbo Thick. Thank you for watching, and we are all looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Have a good day.